What up?
Hey,
Why aren't
everybody.
you showing up?
How's everyone doing tonight?
On mine. We're doing good. We're the royal we.
The royal we.
I'll talk for me and Tex.
I'm doing a hell of a lot better than I was last night. I'll put it
You
that way.
look a lot better than you did
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was death warmed over.
Dude, I told you not to come on the show. It's okay.
No, it's all
You're
good.
good, man. You rest.
No, I can't leave my homie hanging.
I got it. Tex and I got it. You got to rest. I'm tell you what, if I was feeling bad, I'd be like, y'all freaking got it. I got to go die.
Yeah, no, I was well. So Jen was like, I've never heard anything more stupid in my life. And I was like, see, so when I get sick, like flu-like, I'm like, what you do is you just stop eating, stop drinking, no fluids, no food, and you deplete the sickness from anything that it has to feed on.
You starve it.
Yeah, you starve it out. And then you'll eventually like conk out. You make yourself conk out for at least 12, 13 hours or something like that. And by the end of it, you're ready to recuperate and your appetite comes back and you're ready to eat again. And because I'm still going on since Sunday, I haven't eaten anything since Sunday, but now my appetite's back and my energy's back. And she's like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Be nice, Jen. Be nice.
Never. Hell no.
She's like, it's not in my DNA.
Right.
So I shared the show out. This is Friday night with Monica, and I put and Tex.
Nice.
Tex is here. Can't forget Tex.
I'm being petty tonight.
No, now that you're officially part of it, I'm gonna have to start adding you on the.
No, don't do that because you never know when my schedule's going to change.
That's true.
This is true. I'll put Fright night with Monica and maybe Tex.
And maybe Tex. We'll see. Depends.
You're good, brother. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah. So what up, T-Bone? What up, Huckin? Thank y'all for joining. I am going to add you to the Sunday night owls, though, if you want to. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, because sometimes I can't do it. I'm just so wiped out, and I have to get ready for work the next day.
I'll tell you and Monica a secret after the show that somebody we might be having on the night owl with us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Monica would be excited.
Will I?
I think so.
I don't get excited very easily.
I was going to say, no, really.
Well, by excited, I'm. You'll be like, oh, cool. That's excited for Monica.
I mean, I'm not going to be like,
no.
No. I got something in my eye. But yeah,
finger, get it the hell out.
Yeah, I know, right?
So the girls did a really cool show earlier tonight.
Oh yeah, what was it on?
They dedicated it to Krista's cousin that had committed suicide, and it was about past lives and crossing over and all this kind of stuff. It was really good.
Well, that's really cool.
Good. It was pretty much paying respects to people after they passed. It was a good show. It really was. I enjoyed it.
Well, that's great. And yeah, I'm glad that she got to do that for him.
Yeah.
Pop a link in the comments. I mean, yeah, let everybody check it out. Yeah, I had a weird one because I was
dying.
I guess doing some maybe doing some fever dreaming or something.
Fever dreaming. I've done that.
Yeah.
Beaver dreaming. Those are
Finger
good dreams.
Them are the good ones.
The beavers.
Two knuckles deep, baby. No, no, but no, it was like about 5 o'clock this morning, and yeah, I had one of them. It was, I don't even think it was a dream. It was more like a vision, and because like in a dream, everything is kind of numb. Like you don't really feel nothing until like something particularly happens to you. Like you don't feel warmth in your seat or so. And I
Then you
texted
piss yourself, and then you feel the warmth.
yeah, right. Yeah.
So
Only
warm-
once a week.
It's only once a week, Tex. Come on.
Yeah, God. I mean, Jeebus. But yeah, I was outside and there was this like, it wasn't marble, but it wasn't tile. They're like 4 foot by 4 foot squares. So there's four of them, and there was two chairs adjacent from each other. And I was sitting in the chair, and freaking Janis Joplin came and sat down in the other chair.
Of all the
And
ugly, no talent people,
I'm not a huge Janis fan. Like, I mean, I dig it. Like I'm not kicking her out of bed, but it was really weird. We were sharing. We each had a drink of Southern Comfort and ice, and she was telling me about like how the other side isn't what we think it is, and that it's just a manifestation, and it's about moving on, and it's not nothing to worry about, um, and how it was all good. I mean, not all good, but how it was okay, and it's nothing for us to sweat or for us to worry about. Because we all think of, I mean, regardless of whether we hold belief in an afterlife, it's still one of our biggest fears, right? But because it's not knowing what's beyond, regardless of how big your faith is. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's still the unknown, and the unknown is always, sketchy, if not scary.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it gave me like this big Southern comfort. It gave me a big comfort about the whole thing, And like I told Monica, I was like, that's how I know Jim Morrison faked his death, but because I love Jim Morrison. If it would have been anybody, it would have been him.
Maybe he
But,
was busy and he sent her.
yeah, right. No,
He's like, I ain't got time for this fool. Get your ass in there. I'm
no,
tagging you.
he's out there watching that ranch in California. That's what he's doing. I know him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know that. Actually, we got to do one on I think we already kind of did, but that would be a very interesting shows to do the celebrities that have passed, but people keep seeing them pop up.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Is that one about Jim Morrison, and he works at the Morrison Ranch in California? Yeah, and they do like the whole side to side view thing on them, and where and it's like it's dead on.
Sure. And Elvis is a preacher in, I don't know.
He's
Alabama.
the Reverend Bob Joyce. Okay. Yeah.
Why be the king of rock and roll when you can be the Reverend Bob Joyce?
Because it's so much pressure, and then the mafia was on to him, and he went FBI rogue.
Oh, I didn't. That's a new one on me. I really didn't realize he was an informant.
Yeah. He was an honorary FBI agent.
Oh yeah.
Towards the end.
Yeah. Nixon.
Yeah.
Gave him a badge.
Is that like getting an honorary degree from Hopkins or something?
Yep.
Okay.
It's
How much
more like
now?
It's more like going to Walmart and buying the little plastic cop thingy.
Yeah.
And the kids do.
Yeah. See, and that's what that it put them in fear. And plus, it's got to be hard being so famous you can't even go to a Walmart.
There's
Like
so many Elvis impersonators roaming the earth. You can just claim you're an impersonator if people got real weird about it.
this is true. Y'all ever seen Bubba Hotep?
I love Bubba Hotep.
There
You know,
go.
I've never seen that movie.
You got to see it.
Dude, it's one of
I
the
love
greatest.
President Kennedy. He's a black man in a wheelchair.
They put sand in my head. Yeah, that's a great one. But yeah, so man, maybe we should touch down on some of and as corny as it may be for some people, it's still an interesting topic. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. And Monica, the beautiful skeptic, can just unravel it as we go and shoot it down.
Stab holes in it everywhere.
Yeah.
When did we start? When did Monica become a skeptic?
I don't know.
Just critical of the evidence. I wouldn't say I'm a skeptic, but I've been like that. I've been like this always. Always. You provide evidence to me. It depends. Like if you're just telling me a story, okay. I mean, it's your story, man. I'll listen to it. But if Joe's trying to convince me that the earth is flat because the pilot wouldn't tell him that they adjust for a curvature,
that's not the only reason.
I'm
But
going
okay.
to stab holes in it.
Hooking, I'm not a George Strait fan, but I am a huge Stevie Ray Vaughan fan. I think most Texans are just by default.
I am a huge George Strait fan.
Really?
I am. I love country music.
Most
That's mainly what I listened to in high school.
If a woman likes country music, she likes George Strait. I'm just saying.
Ain't nothing not to like.
There's my point.
Yeah. Now, see, that was that era, and I think into the late 80s, that's where I fall off on country. I'm not a fan. Like Conway Twitty, or not Conway Twitty. What was the
I don't like the 70s country. I don't like 60s.
Yeah.
70s. I like 80s, 90s. That's when I was into it.
I'm either
some Dwight Yoakam, even though he's a womanizer.
Most of them are.
Well, I mean, he was like outright. Sharon Stone blew the whistle on his butt.
I'm an old country fan, like Hank and Patsy Cline, and then I didn't pick up on it till pick back up on it until freaking what's his name? The serial killer dude is supposedly a serial killer.
Rope in the Wind. Garth Brooks?
Yeah, Garth Brooks. That got me back into it. I can't remember his name. But yeah, and just for I'm still getting over the sickness, so my brain's not synapsing as fast as it should be. But I'm
neurons not firing off.
Yeah.
Neurons aren't colliding.
You're not firing on all 8 cylinders, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Misfiring through a rod.
I got 5 out of 8, but it's better than 2 out of 8 from yesterday, so I'm all right.
There you go.
But yeah. So when it comes to country music, and that was about it. Like
I was listening to it on the way home tonight, singing along to, all the like I used to dance to Brooks and Dunn, but I was listening
Boots,
to
Scoot, and Boogie.
Boots, Scoot, and Boogie.
Oh God, Alan Jackson, Tall Tall Trees. I love that song.
Yeah. Willie Whalen and the Outlaws. I love those. But then again, I'm not sure. Like it's just like Stevie Ray Vaughan. I'm not sure if that's a Texas thing. Like who lives in Texas and can't appreciate Willie? You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I'm not a huge Willie fan.
I'm not a huge Willie fan either. My mother-in-law
Really?
is.
I like Willie a lot. He's better live now. He's better live than he is.
Sure.
You know.
I respect that him and that dude from the Rolling Stones are like dueling on who's going to live longer.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking
Keith
about.
Richards.
Keith Richards. Yeah, I strongly believe that Keith Richards has been dead for 30 years and nobody's told him.
He looks like he's been dead for 30 years.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I saw him on the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary. I don't know if y'all watched that.
Oh my gosh, I saw clips of it. I didn't see it when it was going on, but I saw.
Yeah,
I love Miss Rafferty. I love the Miss Rafferty skits, the alien abductions. It's so funny. My favorite was when she got abducted by Crinkle Mouse.
Oh, that's the chick. Yeah, she's like, and it picked me up, so my pants are hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. What about Dwight? Yeah, hell yeah, Dwight Yoakam, man.
I know not this of which you speak.
You know Dwight Yoakam?
Nah. Maybe like
Dwight Yoakam.
Force you to listen to Dwight.
I might.
No,
like I know Christopher Stopperson.
Hey, look, Dwight. You know who Dwight Yoakam is?
That's the
Sling Blade.
He played in Sling Blade.
Sling Blade, yeah. That's where I know him from.
You know it. I like Marty Stewart, Sammy Kershaw. You know,
Queen of the Double Wide Trailer. Now I was singing that tonight.
Yeah. Love me some Waylon Jennings. Charlie Pride.
Charlie Pride's awesome.
Yeah. I gotta pull up my playlist. I got so much.
And I know he's a freaking flaming racist, but
I know where you're going with this.
Mark Chestnut.
Yeah.
No, he's not a screaming racist.
No, not Mark Chestnut. David Allen Coe.
Yeah, David Allen Coe.
On my mother-in-law. He was trying to get her back to his hotel room. She loves telling that story.
Yeah.
If you want to hear the most white trash song that was ever written, listen to Choctaw Bingo.
Choctaw Bingo? Who sings that?
Ray Wiley Hubbard. I believe. Or it might be
is that the one where the dude's like half Indian and Choctaw? My baby, she's a Choctaw.
No, that's Tim McGraw.
Well, see.
And there's Seminole Wind too. Somebody sang Seminole Wind.
That's
Blow, blow, Seminole Wind.
Ricky Skaggs.
No.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, but I like Katie Wells. I like all
John Anderson.
John Anderson. See, I told you it was John Anderson.
I like bluegrass. There's something that most people wouldn't think I like. I like bluegrass.
So Ray Wiley Hubbard did Choctaw Bingo, and so did James McMurtry. But I like Ray Wiley Hubbard's version of it.
Oh, okay. Speaking of bluegrass, here's a little known one. You ever heard of Hayseed Dixie?
Is that the death metal bluegrass?
They do okay. So like it's actual story. This dude and his chick. They were cutting through this old country town out in Bluegrass, Kentucky, or whatever, and they got in a wreck and passed away. But whenever they found it, they found albums in their car, and one of them was AC/DC. So the local band started doing covers of AC/DC, and they called themselves Hayseed Dixie. And yeah, but it's all AC/DC bluegrass style. It's freaking dope. I
Yeah.
love it.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I like Watermelon Slim too.
I like Alison Krauss.
Yeah.
I like her voice. I like Steel Rails. I can sing Steel Rails. Like
I cannot. I'll tell you a group I cannot stand, and that is, they're like a country boy band.
Country boy band.
Yes.
I'm unfamiliar with them.
Yeah.
What the hell is their name? They're like really popular with the girls.
Oh God, is it Shay and
No, it's.
Is it
They've been out of
Florida Georgia Line?
No, older than
I had a
them.
friend that couldn't stand Florida Georgia Line.
Rascal Flats. Thank you, Pyro. I cannot stand Rascal Flats. Any of it. It's like, ugh.
You know what I have to say? I enjoy. Okay, so Post Malone and Morgan Wallen did a song together. I Had Some Help. I like that song. Have you heard it?
What's it called?
I Had Some Help. It's Post Malone and Morgan Wallen.
I surprisingly like some Jelly Roll and Post Malone.
Yeah. Like
Jelly
I
Rolls.
don't want to like them. I don't want to like them, but I do.
yeah, I got you.
Jelly Roll's a cool dude. He used to come out to the gathering of the Juggalos and just hang out. He's like one of the most down to earth, just chill dudes. I mean, I don't know about now, but back then, that's probably almost 10 years ago. But yeah, he's just one of those dudes you could just hang out with and kick it.
I can respect.
Like Post Malone singing Nirvana.
I can respect them turning their lives around. I can't and owning it. I do respect that.
I don't know who you're talking about enough to comment on that.
Jelly Roll and Post Malone.
Yeah.
They own their shit. I mean, they were drug dealers and everything else, and they own it.
Post Malone was a drug dealer?
Have you seen him?
If not a user.
Shit, people put crap all over him just to look cool.
No.
Hey. I
Face
own
tattoos
this.
or like whatever.
I think it's mostly Jelly Roll though, but I mean that's what he sings about, man. You know?
John Prine, yeah. Sam Stone is the John Prine, Sam Stone. That was like what my mom used to explain to me why my dad turned out the way he did. Yeah. I don't know if y'all ever heard that, but it's basically about the dad being an addict and there's a hole in daddy's arm where all the money goes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Damn, that's right up there with Comfortably Numb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Hurt.
I'm
Right.
not an addict. Do you remember that song from the 90s?
What?
I'm not an addict.
No.
I am not an addict. She's singing the song and it sounds like she's like the drugs are kicking in as she's singing it because she's singing slower and slower. She's talking about I had the sensations.
I like Hey Stupid by Alice Cooper.
Okay.
I've never been an Alice Cooper fan.
I like Feed My Frankenstein by Alice Cooper.
I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. I'm just not on board with it. Everyone's like, what?
He's a smart dude, man. He's a smart
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you.
No, he is very intelligent. But I mean, Kiss too, very unpopular opinion. People love Kiss, and they're like, Kiss is the greatest. And I'm like, yeah, I don't see it.
I never liked Kiss.
Oh, I was a huge Kiss fan.
Yeah, I wouldn't. My buddy Roy, that owns the gas station, he's huge Kiss fan, you
A
know, and
lot of
he's
people
like,
are.
yeah,
I
and I'm
used,
like,
I used to be a bigger fan than I am. You know, as when I was a kid, I was a
Sure.
huge Kiss fan because they were freaking cool. But
Now you're like, meh.
meh. Yeah, no,
I'm
I think
but I
what it,
did the best concert that I went to, or one, well, second best concert, the third best concert I went to was Kiss. Yeah, Kiss, um, Skid Row, and Ted Nugent.
Okay. I think my best concert was David Bowie.
Hmm.
And my second best concert was Garth Brooks at the old Reunion Arena back in the early 90s.
My wife went and saw Garth Brooks before he hit it big
Hmm.
at Billy Bob's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We were down in the stockyards one night, and I almost literally ran into Sammy Kershaw.
Oh, really?
Walking in the sidewalk, yeah.
Oh, Sammy Kershaw.
He
yeah,
he
yeah,
he was just bebopping down. I mean, he didn't have an entourage or nothing like that. He'd been playing over
Yeah.
at Billy Bob's, and he was just had a beer, opened down the freaking sidewalk, and almost ran smack into.
See, at least you recognize it. When I run into celebrities, I don't recognize them as celebrities immediately. I'm like, where do I know them from? Like when
Where'd I know that guy
Matthew
from?
McConaughey. I told you my Matthew McConaughey story, right?
Yeah.
So when I worked at Neiman Marcus in my 20s, I was managing some department and I had to come out onto the sales floor to talk to one of the sales girls about something. And she was helping this couple. It was two girls and a dude. And I stood at a counter kind of nearby to listen to what was going on, to kind of judge where she was. Because if she was going to be wrapping it up soon, I'd wait. And if it was going to, she's going to be a minute, I was going to haul it back to my office. So I'm sitting there listening. And as I'm listening, I kind of, glance over and the dude is looking at me and he's smiling like he knows me. And I'm like, where do I know this guy from? And he's smiling like he's expecting me to come over and say hi. And I'm like, dude, did I see him at a party? And I'm racking my brain because he looks so familiar. And he's looking at me and smiling a lot. And I'm like, dude, like, I feel stupid. I don't want to be like, yeah, I know you. Like if I met him and I don't remember it. And so finally I'm like, screw it. She's going to be forever. She knows I'm going to bitch at her. So she's taking her sweetest time. So I walked the long way around to not disturb her. So I walked the long way around and cut, like the sales counter was here and the escalator was here. There was this narrow kind of passageway. Well, he steps out and blocks my path. And he's just smiling away, got a ball cap on, he's a cute dude, just smiling away at me. And I'm like, can I help you? And he was like, no, we're good. She's helping us. And I was like, okay, well, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, no, we're good. He's just smiling away at me.
I mean, for no reason.
For no reason. And I was like, okay, well, if you need anything, just, we're here to help, whatever I said. I can't remember what I said,
Right.
but he got out of my way and I went on to my office and I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I wanted to be like, do I know you? But I didn't want to be stupid if I did meet him. Like I was embarrassed for myself for not because he clearly expected me to say something.
Right.
So I go back to my office, wait I don't know, 30 minutes. I go back up and one of the other sales associates comes running up to me and he's like, oh my God, Matthew McConaughey was up here. And I was like, that's who that's who that was.
I worked bodyguard, and I think y'all have heard this story. I may have told it. I worked bodyguard for Jimmy Doohan, Scotty, when he came into town for a book signing. And the greatest guy, man, just the greatest guy. And he was staying at we put him up in a hotel down in the stockyards, that historic one.
Yeah.
And we go up to the Star Cafe to have breakfast. And we're all sitting there at the table drinking coffee and everything. And the waitress keeps coming over, and then she'll go over and you can see her talking to somebody else at the, that works there and everything. And Jimmy starts laughing and shit. And we're just like, do you think she recognizes it? He goes, yeah, but she's trying to figure out if I am who I am.
See?
And it was cool to get the other side of that conversation, and we were like, well, why don't we just tell? No, let her go. She'll come over and ask what is what he was saying. And sure enough, she made a couple more trips. We didn't even need refills. She would just like come over. Right. And I think she was waiting to hear his accent. Right.
Oh, gotcha.
But he's Canadian, so he doesn't have a Scottish accent, right? So, and she goes over and he's saying, we're all just laughing, joking, and everything. And finally, she comes over and she goes, "So I've got to, you look a lot like Mr. Scott." And he looks at her and he goes, "Hey, yes, I am." She goes, "Oh my God!"
That's so funny.
But he's cool because, he's dead now, but he was cool because everybody wanted him to do the Scotty accent. Everybody. Well, he had a children's charity that he ran, and he would only do it if you donated to his charity because it was so requested. But that man at the book signing, he sat there and signed books doing nothing but pee breaks for 4 hours.
What?
4 hours. The line, we were at a bookstore, and the line, like a big Barnes and Noble, and the line was out the door and around the building, and it was only supposed to last a couple of hours, and he would not leave until everybody got their book signed. And you didn't even have to have a book with him. You could just stand in line and get a photo with him, talk to him, get his autograph type thing. Oh my God, he's a huge flirt though. Good God Almighty. He had his last kid when he was 80, I think.
Oh my goodness.
So his wife was a lot younger than him.
I would hope so.
So all the pretty young women, when they got their photos taken, they sit on his lap.
Sure, he was just appalled by that.
Horrendous.
I mean, I'd have sat on Matthew McConaughey's lap if I knew that's who it was I was talking.
But it was cool because he was the whole Matthew McConaughey thing. He was waiting for you to recognize him. That's what he wanted.
Oh yeah, of course. He wasn't like flirting with me, but I swear he was waiting for me. I think he was waiting for me to like ask for an autograph or be like, "Are you Matthew McConaughey?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Get out of my way, dude."
But a lot of times with celebrities and stuff, that's refreshing, to run into, because you talk to them like they're a normal person. You don't go fangirl or fanboy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that he thought that he was being polite by stepping aside. Like maybe I wasn't coming up to him because he was, I didn't want to like embarrass. He was trying for me to be comfortable. I think that's why he like stepped in front of me and smiled away. He was very charming, but he had shaved his head for that dragon movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a ball cap on. I might have recognized him if he didn't have a ball cap on and had all that hair and said, all right.
Now, I will say this. I have also seen the exact opposite flip side of the coin. I did another bodyguard job for the guy that played Chekhov in the Star Trek, original Star Trek. The biggest dick I've ever met in my life.
Really?
It was another book signing. And he had two publicists with him, and he he was a 180 from what Jimmy Doohan was. He was very arrogant, standoffish. Would say things to his, like when you're standing there, tell his publicist something, and then they would tell you something.
Oh,
Yeah.
Type thing. You couldn't address him. You had to address the pup. I'm like, really? So I didn't have a good vibe about this cat anyway, right? And I'm one of these people that I don't give a shit how famous you are. You put your pants on one leg at a time, just like I do. You know, I don't care how famous you are. I've never been one of these. I've never been one of these, oh my God, type persons. Just never have. But so I was stationed right in front. I was controlling the line that came up. I was right in front of the table, and there was a man and his young daughter. She was like, I want to say she was like 9 or 10, and she had Down. And they're next in line, and they walk up, and when they walk up the table, they walk up behind me, and I'm standing, so but I can hear everything, right? And she leans over and she goes, "Hi, you big fan, can I have autograph?" Right? He goes, "I'm sorry, I didn't understand you." Her father leans over, and he says, "She said she's your biggest fan. Could she please have your autograph?" And he goes, "Well, certainly. Where's your book?" And I hear the man go, "I can't afford to buy her one," in a low whisper. He goes, "I'm sorry, next."
Oh, what an asshole.
That's 18 inches soft. That is a problem.
When it was over, I was fuming pissed. And when it was over, I walked up to the guy that had arranged the whole thing, the two publicists and him, and I said, "I'll tell you what." And I was talking to his publicist and the guy that set everything up. I said, "I'll tell you what. Next time this little sawed off sorry motherfucker comes to town, don't call me. Because you're the biggest. You do nothing but take up my air."
Oxygen thief.
I was just like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
And then I heard, and then, I was telling somebody the story, and they had met him, and he was just a great guy and all this kind of stuff. And they were making excuses. Well, he had cancer. He was sick. He wasn't fit. I said, "I don't care. I do not care.
Still be kind.
You do not do that to a young girl, much less one with Down syndrome." Yeah. Okay? Get over yourself.
There's a time and a place.
You're at best a B or C celebrity. Okay?
Yeah.
No,
so,
you'd be surprised. Because I kick it with a lot of these old horror actors and actresses and stuff, and they're like literally have been in one freaking horror flick, or or one B movie from 1982, and they will pull that same shit. Like they talk to their assistant to talk to you. It's like
give me a break.
I'm like, dude, who the fuck are you? You were in one freaking movie. There's actually one. I'm not gonna share the name, but one of them, he pretends that he's deaf. Like he pretends that, but if you actually get to know him, you're like, wait a minute, you're not, but he'll be like, huh? I can't understand, and have his assistant talk to him. And then it's all about paying for an autograph or a picture or whatever. But I'm like, dude, like you're nobody. Like, get over yourself, dude.
If you can't, and I kind of get, on one hand, I can understand that you don't want to give away a free autograph, because if you're there signing autographs for the book or whatever, I can kind of understand it, because once you do it, everybody expects it. Okay. People are just like that. All right. But if it was me if I was would have been in his place, you know.
Yeah. Well,
And I
see,
saw,
but,
if I hadn't worked with Jimmy Doohan and saw the exact opposite, you know, I might have taken it. I don't think I could have taken that different. That pissed me off.
no,
Mhm.
that's
You
enough
know,
to rub you the wrong
I
way.
think you make an exception, you know, and that's
Well,
just,
see, but a lot of people don't realize that whenever they do these signings and stuff, they have a guarantee. So
yeah,
so they're brought in and they're guaranteed X amount of money. Now, if you make that much money off of your autographs and your sales, say your
right,
guarantee is $5,000,
right,
right? If you only make $4,000 off of autographs and pictures and blah blah blah, you still guaranteed your $5,000.
right,
So it's no sweat off of your ball sack if you don't make it, you know what I mean? Or if you give
right.
a few away for free. You know, that's just called being a human
A
being.
decent
Thank you.
human, yeah.
Thank you.
You know, yeah. Like and then whenever also you take into that aspect, you know, how much is a green frog skin or a dollar bill, worth more than just being a good person.
No
You
kidding.
Yeah,
know, it's yeah. Like put your priorities where they need to be,
yeah, I agree.
not on a monetary system, you know. Yeah. Well, now I'm glad Chekhov got that worm in his ear during. But yeah,
And he'll probably
but
be the last one to die because he was the youngest one out of the bunch.
yeah, dude, and it's weird. The out of the new one, I think he was the new movies. He was the first one to pass away. The new Chekhov.
Yeah, he was, which is so sad because I love that actor.
Yeah, he was great. I
I
dig
loved
it.
him in the Fright Night remake. I loved him in Odd Thomas. If you haven't
Oh
seen
yeah,
it,
he
you gotta
was an
check
odd
out Odd
Thomas. Yeah.
Thomas. You should read the book series. The book series Odd Thomas is fucking outstanding.
Well, and there's your book review that you didn't get last night.
I think I've already said Odd Thomas. I think I've already done it.
Trying to help you out. Trying to throw you a bone.
I know. There's a
Who
movie review
knows?
and a book review. Read the book first, because obviously books give you insight into what characters are thinking and whatnot. And then watch the movie because the movie is excellent.
Oh, I do have to say this, and don't beat me up for it or throw snakes at me, Monica.
I
But
can't promise anything.
I I did do the Furies, and I
Didn't like it.
hated it.
Okay.
No, like the synopsis is great, but I think the production of it, I don't know how you call it. You know how you can have a regular TV show like Family Matters or whatever, or the Cosby Show, but it looks different than a soap opera. You know how like soap operas have that
Yeah, I had that weird, camera thing.
weird,
Yeah.
camera thing going. Yeah, like the filter's not on. You know what I mean? But other than that, it was good.
Looks like
but
we're
I was
filmed
like,
with a phone.
Yeah.
yeah.
You've got the movie production, and it's something with the frames per second, I think. Chris explained it to me once. You've got
Yeah.
what looks like a movie production versus like a TV production, like a lower res, I guess.
I got a question about that kind of stuff, though. Why is it that these original sci-fi movies are so freaking awful, but their series are good? What's up with the sci-fi?
Example.
Give me an example.
Yeah, example.
Pick a sci-fi movie. They got the worst freaking graphics in the world on them, and the CGI work is just absolutely horrible. It's comical, but they do their series and they're phenomenal. It's like, what?
Like Battlestar Galactica or something like that.
I don't know. I didn't watch that.
I just know that that's actually it's supposedly like a Scientology thing in the background. Like it's actually like the story of Scientology, but
Well, sure, it's based off of
hidden.
it's a science fiction writer founded
Right.
the Church
Right.
of Scientology.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was his name?
Tolkien. I mean, not Tolkien.
No, it's L. Ron Hubbard.
Hubbard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hubbard. Yeah, Hubbard.
I say Tolkien. I'm sorry, I'm getting over the
guy
flu.
that wrote, Mars. Who is it? Not Ghost of Mars. Goddamn. The Martian Chronicles.
I do not know of this.
Where we are the aliens. Do you remember like humans morph into the alien creatures from the atmosphere?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sci-fi original movies. Okay. You want examples? Two-headed shark, three-headed shark.
Oh, you're talking about the Sci-Fi Channel?
Yes.
Okay, we just said sci-fi. That's a genre. I didn't know you were talking about the channel.
No, I'm talking. That's what I'm asking. Why are their movies horrible and their series so good?
Because the movies are meant to be like spoofy B-movie bull. They know it is. That's the whole point of it. It's to give B actors of yesteryear work.
But you've got some that I don't think, they got those out there, like, the Sharknadoes and the three-headed shark.
That was still terrible. Did you watch Sharknado?
Oh, yeah.
It was so bad. That's why it's popular. It was not because it was fabulous.
Yeah, it's a cult movie now. I mean,
wonderful.
But like Battle Dogs, and Behemoth and, that type of thing. I mean, they got some movies that they look like, oh, this is, and it would have been a cool movie if they hadn't screwed it up. But, then you got, they put out the comical ones like, like the cross between the anaconda or the python shark or whatever it was, or piranhaconda or whatever it was.
Gator versus anaconda kind of thing.
Yeah, that type of thing. And I'm like, but
not to shift gears, but that just sparked it because I was watching it earlier. Y-Files did a show earlier today about Antarctic.
I watched that on the way to work this morning.
Did you?
I did.
That freaking
the tentacled thing?
Not that one, the Nimgan, the freaking the first one. Yeah, it was like a giant freaking dude mermaid with humanoid giant black eyes, bigger than a whale. Like that was freaking terrifying, dude. No.
Sure. I don't know. Ice spiders are pretty freaking terrifying.
Yeah, but I mean that just the I don't know, the mental imagery, sent me into yeah.
I will say this: Tubi has Cold Skin on now.
I didn't like that movie.
You didn't like that movie? I love that movie.
I don't like it at all. He abused that creature.
Well, yeah, that was the whole point.
Well, I don't like watching stuff like that. I don't like it.
Okay, well that's understandable.
Y'all ever seen Tusk?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I heard it was sad.
Yeah, with
Harry Potter.
No, it's Justin.
I thought Harry Potter was in it.
No, it's his
that's
name.
Horn. Right?
Justin Long.
Justin Long, and it's a Kevin Smith movie, which is Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Which is very odd for him to do something like that, especially back in the day.
Well, that came out about the same time as the whole Human Centipede thing did.
I refuse to watch that.
I got the Human Sexipede.
I don't doubt
awesome. It's awesome. hilarious.
I can only imagine how they're connected.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got that mystery solved.
It's hilarious. I'll send you a copy.
Thanks.
Collect the library like I have.
But yeah, so
Don't feel obligated there, Breezy. I'm just
I never feel obligated. It's a pleasure.
It's like I don't feel obligated by any of you people.
Turn people on to weird shit, you know. Texas Vibrator Massacre. It's awesome. It's great.
I'm just saying, if you happen to forget, it's okay.
But,
Come on now. I gotta watch this stuff for entertainment value. Like,
yeah, it's
I watch regular those type of regular movies like that to laugh. It's like it's funny. It really doesn't do anything for me, but the plots are hilarious. And the 50 Shades of Grey is hilarious to me. It's so funny because if the tables were turned, if that dude had no money, that would be a horror movie.
Yeah.
So because he's rich, every girl.
Well, it's the same. It's the same thing with what's the one with Julia Roberts?
Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman. The same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least she's straight up a prostitute. She ain't, you know.
Yeah.
Making no bones about that.
Literally.
The Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Mr. Finch says. That's a classic.
Yeah, it is.
That's a classic.
How about the Killer Shrew that was filmed at White Rock Lake?
You know what? I've never seen the Killer Shrews.
You're not missing anything. There's another one. There's another horror like movie that was filmed up at Lake Texoma. Like back in the day.
Well, you know, Rocky Horror Picture Show was about Denton, Texas.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Part of it, I believe, was filmed in Denton, Texas. And then they kicked them out. They had to film the rest of it in the UK.
You know what's funny is because I get the local like Chamber of Commerce events things, and there's a meeting tomorrow up in Denison for like pronouncing how film friendly Denison is. It's film friendly. So if you want to create a movie, Denison, Texas is happy to have you. Just got to pay the permit fees and you can film that main street. The main street in Denison is awesome. I love walking up and down that. It's very 1950s with those extra wide streets and the shops. It's awesome. I love it.
See, Jefferson should do that.
They should, because all it is old people in bed and breakfasts now.
Yes. And a karaoke bar.
One karaoke bar and a shitload of golf carts.
And it's not really a karaoke bar except for like one night of the week.
Yeah, you're talking about Skinner's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Annie Skinner's?
Yeah.
I really like that bar.
It's the only one in town. No, it's not. There's a tavern around the corner.
Yeah.
Jason said, what about New Texas Chainsaw? You talking about the
remakes?
The 2018 or 2019. I thought it was freaking awesome. People hated it. But yeah, it's the one where he's like Leatherface is coming at the whole bus full of people.
Oh, the one with the woke hipsters.
Yeah, dude, I love killing off the woke hipsters.
I like how you think that they get away at the end, but not so much.
No, they don't.
Guess
you don't
what?
get away with it.
No. There's a I think it was Wrong Turn where the girls are getting away. You think they're going to get away. They're on a snowmobile and they strung a chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't no one getting away.
Yeah.
I still like Something in the Barn. That was a good one.
Yeah, Something in the Barn was good. So shifting gears. When I went to we're going to get into this a little bit. When I went to Vegas, went to what's his name? Zach Bagan's Haunted Museum. right?
Yeah.
So this kind of goes into, I don't know, kind of. First off, I'm not knocking it. It was very cool, bunch of cool stuff in it. I really dug it a lot. As far as the theatrics of it, have y'all ever been to it? Have y'all ever seen it? Or...
Dude, I don't go to Vegas if I can help it. I am
Well,
not a fan of
I
Las
went
Vegas.
once and yeah, that's enough. I mean, but it was a bad experience. I need to give it another shot.
well, so it's got a bunch of different rooms that you go into, and there's a bunch of different displays. Like one was the chick from Emily Rose, you know, the original chick. I forgot her name. And then you had like another room that had like the divot box and
Okay.
so on and so forth, which really cool stuff. I mean, I'm not knocking on it a bit, but and so whenever you go into each room, they put you inside. There's about 10 to 12 people in about a room as big as this, not big at all. So, you got you're crowded up in there, and then they put a video on that explains what you're looking at, yada yada yada. And then they also show people like this guy looked at Peggy the doll, and you can instantly see him fainting, and it's true because, and me and Jen both noticed this at the same time, is because they have it at like 85 freaking degrees, and in every room it's like uh it's like you're inside a vape. Like it
Oh,
literally smells like a vape. It's there's no fresh air. It's it's like very hard to breathe. You're stuck in there with
right.
all these people. It's a 2-hour freaking tour.
Oh my
So
God.
you're constantly stuck there. And also, um, it uses like funhouse style, like like the room's not exactly level, it's a little bit tilted,
Oh,
and you don't really realize it's not enough to make your spidey sense go off, but something's not right, you know what I mean?
right.
Some of the rooms they have all the floorboards are loose, so you're constantly trying to like hold your balance, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I can see why people are passing out. You know what I mean?
No shit.
Like, yeah, exactly. It was, but there are cool attractions. Like they had like Charles Manson's uh death outfit, some of his teeth and ashes. Richard Ramirez's ashes are there.
Because he must
But
have wanted him. Cemetery was like, no, thank
right. Yeah.
you.
But it just brought into my aspect of it. It brought into all the, I don't know, where it's become so much of a business that it's a business. It's not actually even about
Oh,
what it
sure.
should be about. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. So like we were one of the last ones, and so it was packed through the day because you got to reserve tickets, and if you don't get them in time, it fills up. So, and 2-hour tour, but they put you in rotation, so you're probably doing 4 tours per hour, right? And you're talking $60 a person. 12 people, 10 to 12 people per group, right? And then about 4 to 6 groups per hour. So dude's racking in like 30 grand a day,
I'm
like
sure.
like it's nobody's business. But I don't know. It's kind of like the the same thing with the cryptid thing or whatever that we always get into, paranormal. It's where they exploit it, to where it's no longer even about the truth. Now it's just about a money grab,
Right.
and it dilutes everything that we hold, kind of sacred. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
we're actually,
It's
we're
kind of
looking for
making
truth
fun of the
about it.
whole subject.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Jen's a total skeptic. She didn't believe, like I've told you all this before, she didn't believe in none of that shit. The most she'll believe in is if a butterfly lands on her arm, that's her grandma saying hi. But other than that,
She
she's
believes
like,
that, but she doesn't believe anything else.
right, like you, Monica.
That's not true.
Fairies are real, but flat Earth is crap.
Sure. Sure.
We all have our hills to die on.
Yep. We all have our hills to die on. Some of them are round, some of them are flat. Some of them
Some
aren't
of them
even
are
hills, they're
hollow.
just plains.
Some of them are hollow,
Yeah, round, they're flat yet hollow.
Yep, that's right. But yeah, no, like Cho said, yeah, in Vegas, yeah, I'd be surprised if it wasn't money grab. Apparently, the origin of the house that place was in was where Jenna Jameson grew up, and her parents held a lot of satanic um, rituals and a bunch of that kind of gobbledygook.
Well, instead of bulldozing the demon house, he probably should have relocated it to Vegas.
Well, that was there too. The bottom stairs and the soil was in that spot.
In there.
Yeah, it's in there. But then that one's a weird one too, because there was a bunch of, if I remember correctly, and I could be mistaken, but whenever they did go digging through the dirt at the bottom of the demon house where they said it was the portal to hell.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of how could I say it? How would I say it without getting stricken on YouTube?
I'm pretty sure we've already crossed that bridge.
Yeah. Well, underaged clothing that was, that was buried down there in that
So
soil.
there was some juvenile attire.
I wouldn't call it negligee, but under britches.
Undergarments.
Yeah, we'll call it breeches. Yeah.
Underpinnings.
Yeah.
Bloomers.
So that to me screams like crime scene, not novelty.
Not something to be paraded at a haunted museum.
Yeah.
Right.
Something that'd be turned into the forensics department of the Las Vegas Police Department.
Exactly. Or wherever the original demon.
To me, that borders on child exploitation.
Yeah. But it made me revisit a lot of the things that I watch on YouTube as far as the paranormal investigations, and we've all seen them where it's like they're going through the room and it's night vision camera, and they're like, and all it says at the very bottom is thump. You don't hear nothing, it just says thump. And they're like, did you hear that? There's a thump.
When I used to watch the show when they would do that, I could hear it. Back when I had hearing. This was many, many years ago.
Okay. Now I will give you that, because I can't hear my oven go off. So it's all beep, beep. Jim's like, what are you doing? It's been beeping for 5 minutes. I'm like, I don't hear it.
All right.
Yeah. I don't hear nothing. But yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's I don't know,
Joe.
it's so exploitated. It takes the
Severely
I don't
exploited.
Well,
yeah
I think you hit it on the head a while ago when you were talking about, it. You take offense to it because it's poking fun at something we take so serious.
Sure.
You know,
yeah
and to me, that just
But
that
he's
doesn't
not
that just
poking fun
kills
at
his
it that
credibility
way.
for me.
It's a
If he had
very
any,
heavily veiled. If it is poking fun at it, it's heavily veiled. He's trying to be serious. Have you ever heard this man talk? He's convinced he's yeah, he's convinced all the way to the bank about a lot of things.
yeah. You talking about the Zach Bagans dude?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, see, and then I went back. I got back home and I was rewatching some of his original stuff when he was like, I consider a kid, right? Like
Yeah.
in his 20s and stuff. And I don't know, man. I just didn't find it. I just found it hoaxy, And then I actually watched because he has a whole series about each one of these rooms. It's
Mhm.
Zach Bagan's haunted museum, and it eerily chimed into my memories of older stuff like the Twilight Zone. Like there's one room where it has a big dollhouse, and the whole story behind it was dude buys a dollhouse for his daughter, and eventually he starts like painting the dolls inside of it and fixing it up, and then like he pushes the door open, and then the door over here opens up. Like that's a freaking Twilight Zone episode.
All right.
Like they literally did it. Peggy the doll, same as Talking Tina. You know what I mean? Which was the Twilight Zone episode. So I'm like, the credibility starts fading whenever the same scenario has been reenacted, you know, year 20, 40 years after that um, you know, fictional story, came to light. Like,
Sure.
like it'd be kind of like if you went into one of the rooms and it was like a plane wing, airplane wing ripped up and with gashes in it. And it was like this plane was landed, but they said that there was a freaking gremlin on the plane that was ripping it out.
There's something unknown.
Yeah, and William Shatner was like, "But you've got to look out the window."
well, and it's like the Clean Brothers, and when I heard this about them, I gained a lot of respect for them because when they had their show, Ghost Lab, the producers wanted them to start faking stuff.
Oh yeah. I don't
And
doubt that.
and they said, "Nope, we're
Good.
out." And that's why they quit doing the show.
Well,
And
yeah,
I gained a lot of respect for them when I heard
yeah,
that.
mad respect. Yeah, yeah, because you got to if you're serious about any, and this goes for anything in your life. If you're serious about it, then you got to hold, um, full accountability and honesty to yourself about something that you believe in.
Well, that just goes to show you, I mean, look at the popularity of Zach and what he does and everything. People don't have a problem with watching BS.
Yeah.
And they're much more if something's more entertaining or whatever, they're much more likely to tune into that and give that a watch than they are something that's honest and truthful because it's not as exciting. You know,
Yeah.
ghost hunting is not, and I mean, 9 times out of 10, you're not walking around every corner. Did you hear that? Oh, and you're not. No, that's not how it works. You sit there for hours and hours and hours on end, and one thing may happen.
Yeah.
That's why these like take the Hill House over in Mineral Wells, Texas. They, the Travel Channel rented it for 2 months to film a show. Or I don't know how many episodes they made out of it, but if it took them 2 months to get enough stuff out of that house, they didn't have crap going on. I'm just saying, because that house is pretty freaking active.
Yeah, I can dig that. Yeah, and well, another one too is whenever because it takes a while. You get into stuff like that, or you get into investigations, and at first, your eyes wide open, and you're like, oh, and you're just so captivated by it. But eventually, when you start seeing the repetition and the you see beyond the veil, and you're looking at it, and you're like, dude, like, okay, for example, if every freaking show has the title of the scariest investigation we've ever had, like, okay, yeah, like, all right, so every freaking one is the scariest one you've ever had. Are you hitting algorithms? Is that your
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you have to, coming from the other side of it, you that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to trigger that algorithm, and it's weird what things trigger it.
Yeah.
I did a video, a short about that guy calling me on the phone, or his number dialing me on the phone after he was dead at work. And it got 3,000 views in one day. And I'm like, what? I could literally, I was sitting there watching the counter go click, 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 click. I'm like, holy crap, what the hell happened here? But,
night, Jason. Appreciate you for joining in, man.
Night, Jason, man. Later, Finster.
Night.
So, so I wanted. Okay, so this is just a thought and process, and I wanted to do I don't know what you'd call it, but like a little dive into, since we're in the speakeasy, I wanted to call it the Earth's ashtray. Right. And I don't know if this is going to stick. I don't know if people are going to be interested in it, but and I'm not trying to shift gears too hard, but if I personally do care about our audience, and I care about how people go through life, and everybody's got things going on. And sometimes we just need to drop a piece of ash off. Sometimes you got to put a whole butt out, because we all go through things, and sometimes we don't have anybody to talk to about it. So at this moment, I'd like to open up, if anybody has anything that they want to, get off their chest, or ask us about anything, how we feel about, like we were talking about earlier, about the afterlife, or anything like that, and how we feel about it, or if you got just anything you want to just say, because we all go through shit,
Sure.
and sometimes you don't always have someone to talk to. So leaving it open for anybody, if y'all got, something you want to get out, or, just jumble our brains a little bit about things, So we'll do the Earth's ashtray, and it's going to just remain open. I don't know if it'll stick, but it's not always just about us talking about what we want to talk about. Y'all are just as involved as we are, and you're just the biggest part of the team as we are. So,
There you
if
go.
yeah, if you want to let it loose, man, and we will be happy to join and or attempt to assist.
We'll tell you what we think at the very least.
May not like it, but you'll hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't talk about flat Earth. Monica will
About flat Earth all you want.
shoot it down.
I just start flipping over to I flip over to another page and start scrolling through stuff.
Well, since we about flat Earth and that type of thing, the whole hollow moon thing, rings like a gong, that type of thing. Have y'all do y'all watch Resident Alien?
I did.
Yeah.
I watched several seasons. I don't think I'm current, but I've watched quite. That's why I said the Alpha Draconians are dick-faced lizard people.
Dick-faced lizard people.
That's a quote from Resident Alien.
That's
such a. I love that show.
I love the actor.
Oh, absolutely.
The main actor. He is okay. If you haven't seen the original Death at a Funeral, not the stupid American one, the
the UK one.
He's the fiance who they feed drugs to. They think they're giving him Valium, and they give him some sort of like crazy ass hallucinogenic. He's tripping balls the whole funeral.
He's up on the roof and shit. Yeah.
Well, he was he was my favorite character in A Knight's Tale.
Yeah. I liked him in because he played the pirate in Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Steve the pirate.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Steve. Where he's all, oh shit. Where he's all, remember Steve the pirate? He's like, who? Steve, you act like a pirate.
It says R.
Yeah.
Talks about his buried treasure. It's not ringing a bell. What is it? Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Dodge.
Donnie Joe. God.
I didn't wash my hands after peeing in a public bathroom. I kept my hands in my pockets, so I don't. Dude, don't do that. You gotta lick your fingers clean.
Dude, do you pee while keeping your hands in your pocket?
Where's those Asian pants? I guess I don't know. Maybe.
And you know what he does? He sits down when he pees. That's what it is. He doesn't have.
Hey, whoa.
I'm just saying that is one way you wouldn't have to wash your hands.
I sit down every time I pee, unless I'm drunk.
It's comfortable.
Well,
So we had this dude that worked at our office who nobody liked. And when he left, one of my fellow directors, we were all at lunch, and he told me that was a weird dude, man. He goes, I walked in the bathroom once. He was standing at the urinal like Superman, had his hands on his hips, just pissing into the urinal.
Nice.
I was like, that's some confidence, man. That is some confidence.
There's actually quite a few dudes that do that.
Well, it was weird. The visual I got from that.
It is very weird, let me tell you.
Very unsettling. And then, because I gave this dude shit. I was not nice to this guy. And so, yeah, like a week after he quit, he sent me a text message at like 8 a.m, and I was like, oh, something got back to him. He's chewing like I was anticipating an ass chewing. No, he was professing his love to me. He was professing his love to me. Proceeded to ask me if he had any chance for the last 2 years Like will pop up randomly. Any chance you're gonna change your mind? I'm not. We'd be perfect together. Nope, sir. No.
And you respond, not a
Okay.
snowball's chance.
Not even a snowball. Snowball has a better chance. I can't.
Like a popsicle in the microwave.
Right.
Ain't gonna last.
I sit down every time I poop. Does that count for anything? Sure.
Yeah.
I figured you stood up when you did that. Teasing.
The
Hey,
sumo
there's people
squat.
that stand and squat on the seat to do that.
Well, that is only when you're in an outhouse. You're not supposed to put your ass directly on the circle cutout. You're supposed to actually squat over.
No. I'm talking about standing on the seat in the public restroom at work. Just say it.
Yeah. No, that work's one of the weird ones. Like, and not to go down that freaking
Work's one of the weird
rabbit
ones.
hole too far. Yeah, work is where you find some of the weirdest. If you ever work at a big company or something, this is where you. Like one time, I walked into the facilities, and there was a toilet bowl full of crap, and not a lick of freaking toilet paper.
Mm.
So I'm like, yeah, where?
So at the trailhead, somewhere in Northern California, over by Louse Camp, there was an outhouse, porta potty, whatever you want to call it, an outhouse, essentially, at the trailhead that was so used and not cleaned or relocated or whatever you need to do that it crested the rim of the seat. And that's disgusting. So anytime I'm in the woods, I'm doing my business in the woods. I'm not touching any of the shit provided at the trailhead because all I can think of is that.
Dude, I'll do you one better. We were at the gathering of the Juggalos one year, and my homeboy's like, I gotta stop in because they have like porta potties everywhere. He's like, I gotta stop in and take a piss. And he opens the door. He's like, dude, I gotta check this out. And there was about 16 inches outside of the toilet a freaking cobra head turd. So I'm like, yeah, standing vertically. And I'm like, so did that dude like rise off of it?
He just popped it off. He squatted over it like a soft serve machine.
Yeah.
I bet he works at Dairy Queen.
He left his DNA behind for the future. Just
yeah, no, it was literally looking at everyone.
it was like I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not.
Don't look at it directly in the eyes.
Back out of the room. Okay. I have to go to sleep soon.
Yeah. Now we'll wrap it. We'll wrap her up. Yeah, a lot of things I say are off-putting, Donnie. Sorry.
Hey,
right. It's your
I want
show.
to see you and Donnie do a show together.
Huh?
Yeah.
I want to see Breezy and Donnie do a show together.
I think Breezy would kill Donnie. I think Breezy would book a flight to Donnie's location.
It's happened.
Listen, nobody plans violence out loud if they're smart.
I just want to put out there, Donnie. These are the same people that are seeing this stuff and reading this stuff that are going to be at the conference that you put out there that Ladies, I'm single and ready to mingle. Just saying.
Donnie's single and ready to mingle. I am going to end every single podcast I have like that. Donnie Cho is single. He's ready to mingle. He's smart. You know, he's got his own apartment. He plays video games all night. What's not to want?
And darn it, people like me.
Yeah, people like him. And you can meet him in person at our conference next September in Richmond, Missouri. Almost said Virginia. Richmond, Missouri.
Yeah, there's
Hey, old single ladies. If you're too shy to talk to Donnie, come see me. Come see me. I'll hook you up. I'll make sure that you have an audience with Donnie Cho.
no, it's funny because there was this. He's an up and coming. He's actually okay. I don't want to say his name or nothing, but he's a up and coming, very popular series of movies. Let's just say they're terrifying.
Okay.
But he has a very strong political point of view, and him and my buddy, they were going back and forth on Facebook, and you know how that the whole left and right thing was going a few years back, and everybody was taking stance like it was a freaking civil war, and he'd started calling out names, like name calling, and I jumped in on it. I was like, hey man, there's no need for name calling. Don't be calling people bitches and blah blah blah. And he was like, oh well, fuck you, bitch. I don't give a fuck, blah blah blah. And I was like, you do realize that all your conventions are posted and that people can just show up at any one of your conventions. That's just not, a smart thing to, don't be like,
some people need a good ass whooping.
Yeah,
keep doing that.
Yeah. Some people have not had a proper ass whooping, and they don't know what it's like to meet you after school,
Mm-hmm. Allow me to put the fear of God into you.
Yeah. That's what, so, just be careful of your surroundings, especially when you're a public figure, or semi-public figure, if you want to call it that, but yeah,
that's me. I'm a semi-public figure.
No, Tex, you are.
I'm the only one here using their real name.
I'm a semi-public figure.
No, that is my damn near, like, nobody. It's weird when people call me by my actual Christian name.
Sure.
Like if people do, I'll literally not even hear it. I've been breezy for so long that if people say, hey, blah blah blah, people that I've known before, and I don't even hear it. Like I'm like, who the fuck is he talking to? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's my name.
Well, I've gotten so used to text that, I mean, honest to God, being called anything else has almost gotten strange.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I should have thought up a cool name.
No, you're too cool for a cool name, Monica.
Sure. Sure.
Mon.
What?
Mon.
No, I mean, I've got nicknames, but.
Oh, I bet you do.
No, I do.
Girl.
Demon, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who the hell is that C word?
Well, all right. Well, we'll wrap it up. We're on an hour 30. What's going on? Anybody, guys? Are you doing BMR tomorrow, or?
Yeah, I have no choice. It's like I signed a contract with the devil. I can't get out of it.
What are y'all talking about tomorrow? Is there a subject?
I have no fucking clue. If I'm lucky,
that
I'll get a
show-
text message like the day of.
Well, that show really never has a theme.
Sometimes
You know?
it does. Sometimes
I mean, sometimes, yeah. Um,
I
yeah.
love. I mean, I'm happy to do. I love BMR. He's awesome.
And then Sunday we're doing the three of us actually. We'll be talking about deadly dreams and apparitions.
Ooh, I can do
Okay.
that one. Yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna share some pretty, I guess some could call it cool, some could call it terrifying personal crap. You know, I mean it's so, but yeah, and this is stuff that happened to me. That's happened to me very, very recently. So, yeah, be sharing that.
Okay. Okay.
Right on.
Get y'all's take on what's if I'm fixing to get killed or what's going to happen.
We'll decipher it. We'll read the bones.
Yeah,
Yeah. So BMR, what does he call that one? I forgot what he calls it on.
Beyond the Bizarre or something like that.
Beyond BMR.
Into the Bizarre.
Into the Bizarre.
Yeah, Into the Bizarre. That's his Saturday show.
Yeah, something about BMR's voice annoys the hell out of Jen. So, like, if I'm watching it,
Perfect.
if I'm watching,
fucking conference.
she don't even know what he's talking about. She's like, "Oh, this guy, God, I can't stand his voice. I'm going to be in the other room." I love you, BMR. It's not me. It's just
It's my wife.
Oh, you got to hear him do his Southern gentleman accent. That was freaking hilarious.
It's soft like a gentleman.
I've heard that.
Yeah, inside. But anyway, everybody out there, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, and appreciate having y'all. And yeah, we'll figure something out for next week. You don't even know what you're doing next week, Monica, for yours?
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, that takes.
Oh,
I don't do that.
We forgot. Hard Eyes.
Oh, Hard
We
Eyes.
cover that real quick. So there's a movie trailer for this movie called Hard Eyes. I saw it and I thought it was what looks to be one of the most promising slasher flicks that I've seen in a really long time. And I asked Tex and Monica to check it out before the show. So what did y'all think? I thought it was freaking dope.
I think it looks like it's very cool, and it's in theaters right now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a shot. I have been so disappointed in slasher movies as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. They just I don't know. They just don't hold the same
nostalgia
more. You know. But maybe this one will. Maybe this one.
I have hope for this one.
I do too.
If you guys haven't seen the trailer, go check it out. It came out on the 7th. Hopefully, it's still in the movie theaters because today's the 21st. If it didn't do well, I don't know if it would still be there. But check out the trailer, and if you like it, hunt it down.
Yeah, and kill it.
The only thing, my only qualm about it is it gave off a very stealing of My Bloody Valentine.
Well, yeah.
Bloody Valentine-esque and kind of screamish.
Well, it's from the producers of Scream.
Okay.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Yeah. Well, that's a big letters on the trailer.
I don't read shit.
You sound like my husband when he's driving. I'm like, you missed the exit. Well, I didn't like it. I was like, do you not read while you're fucking driving? What do you do when I'm not in the goddamn car? How do you get anywhere?
I was
He's got-
pouring a shot while the letters are going. I'm like, well,
That's the reason he's got. That's the reason he's got the whatchamacallit coming. On the
The
GPS
voice on
talking to him.
GPS? That's
Yeah.
annoying.
okay, I can see that. All right. I
Read
didn't even put
in
it together.
driving. read the exit signs, Magellan.
So I've got high hopes for the monkey coming out. Sinners looks pretty good.
Oh, I want to see Sinners so bad.
The Return of the Living Dead movie. I gotta watch it.
I gotta watch
Death
They
of a
better
Unicorn. Death of a Unicorn. Have you seen that trailer?
it. Mm-mm.
Isn't
Yeah.
that just what's that Tom Cruise movie from back in the day?
I don't know.
Minority Report?
Legend.
That was a Tom Cruise movie.
Legend. Tom Cruise is the main dude.
Now
Besides
I'll tell you
America.
one. I'll tell you one that looks cool. Is The Gorge. The
Okay.
movie The Gorge. That looks like it could be really cool.
I thought Legend was the one with Tim Curry.
Yeah, that is. Tom Cruise is in it.
Is he? What the fuck?
He's the dude trying to save Mia What's-Her-Face. He's the one trying to save the girl from darkness.
Yeah, the hot chick that disappeared after the 80s.
Yeah, Mia. I forget her last name.
She was so fine.
Sure.
But,
She was.
oh,
And I got to see Wolfman. So.
Yeah. I want to see.
But the Gorge. If you haven't seen the teaser for The Gorge,
oh, I know. Yeah, okay. I know this one.
that looks cool.
Yeah.
They're guarding the gate to hell.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the dude on one side and the chick on
Yeah.
the other, and then they
Yeah.
start doing the chest. And he's like, "We're not supposed to have communications," and yeah,
There's two snipers that guard the gate from the gates of hell from towers, and they're not allowed. There's an east gate and a west tower and east tower, and they're not supposed to communicate. And they have 1-year shifts, and they have no contact with the outside world. And they're supposed to keep whatever's in the gorge from coming out.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Reminds me of my ex-wife.
Hmm.
The gorge.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to go there. But
I gotta go to bed.
All right. All right. Well, we'll knock this out.
You
One
guys
love,
can stay
y'all.
on and I'll leave. That's fine.
No, we're good. I need to go to bed anyway. All right.
we'll see y'all later.
Have a good one.